Hi, Kelly. How you doing?
I'm okay. So this is our last technique for Magic of Manifesting.
Yeah, technique number 15, where
And
we put it all together.
you put it all together and you said it's kind of a recipe. So we'll make sure and put this in the description, the recipe in the description.
Yeah. So technique number 15 is, I'm going to use my notes to make sure I get it right, is meditation and visualization with emotion.
Okay. Why is that important? Before you even get started, let me ask questions.
Okay. To me, my opinion is it's important because it strings all the stuff together. It puts the meditation practice, the visualization, and the emotions all in one exercise.
Okay.
So he talked earlier about learning to meditate and be mindful.
Mhm.
Then he moved that up and into action steps. To me, this is the culmination of everything from technique 7 up.
Okay.
And puts it all together.
Okay.
So it's exciting that it's the last piece.
Mhm.
And to me, it gives us even more information that maybe not that we skipped over, but that we don't remember about some of the other action steps.
Okay.
Makes sense?
Sure.
Okay. So visualization takes your meditation practice to the next level.
Okay.
Because it helps you detach, which is one of the other techniques he talked about in an earlier episode. So he wants you to focus on your breath, which was the practice in an earlier.
Yes.
Once your mind quiets down, you count your breaths up to 20.
Okay.
Once you get to 20, then you count your breaths down from 20.
Okay.
If you find that you're getting distracted, you have to reset the count.
Okay.
So to me, this is furthering the practice of being present and detaching from everything else that's going on in your environment. So he says the first time that you attempt this, you may struggle to get past 3.
Yes.
I can understand that.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. And that it's the high count isn't the issue.
Right.
That the issue is to learn to quiet your mind and not be distracted. Does that make sense?
It does.
Okay. I got to find a new phrase. That makes sense stuff is getting old.
I understand that.
He says the most important, or not, what is important is that you noticed how unfocused your mind is.
Okay.
So if I can't get past 3, then I've got some discipline.
Sure.
Maybe is the
I
word.
like that word. Yeah.
Not that I'm going to,
Discipline means to teach.
right. Okay. Not that it's a punishment, but that it is a practice.
Yeah. Discipline means teach. So you're teaching yourself.
Right. He also says if you get to a high count, you're not paying attention. You get to a high count and you've never meditated much before, you're not paying attention.
Right.
And that he suggests if that's true, you need to go back to the earlier technique of where you don't do anything but pay attention to your breath.
Okay.
And build up, the amount of time that you can do that and get past, we talked about that uncomfortableness and get past that part.
Sure.
He says any thought or picture that pops up is a distraction and you have to reset the count.
Okay.
So right now I'd be resetting the count every three breaths probably.
Okay.
He also says not to do it more than 5 minutes in the beginning.
Okay.
So it doesn't matter how many times you have to reset, don't do it more than 5 minutes.
Okay.
But what he doesn't say, which we talked about in another episode, is that it doesn't matter
Right.
if you can't get to 3.
Right.
You start where you can,
Sure.
and you don't have to get to 5 anytime soon. 5 minutes of
Right.
the practice is that if you can't get past 3 breaths, then that's all that's all you get. You just keep after it, is in other words, don't give up. He also wants you to set aside time every day to visualize your future, the future you want and you are willing to work toward. So that goes back to the piece about having full faith. When we set intention to statement, we have to have full faith that the statement is achievable. And you said in the last episode that you believe we live in a time where anything is possible. It needs to be measurable in some form of material or emotion.
Okay.
We also talked about that being the subject of the statement and in present tense. So I am a millionaire fits that description.
Sure.
When you're looking for an emotion, I am in a healthy and loving relationship.
You could also say I'm happy being a millionaire.
As we all believe we would be.
Yes.
And particularly if we won the lottery, and that's a whole nother show. Okay. He says, beware of chasing pleasure.
That's important.
This is the piece that kind of made me sit back and go, oh, I'd forgotten this piece, which is if you only define your goal in the matter of material, you're far better setting an emotion to your picture of the future and then building the picture step by step. So here's where the lottery comes in. I've told you this a bazillion times.
Right.
When I can't sleep, I spend the lottery money.
Sure.
Not that I ever buy a ticket or have full faith that I'm going to win it. But I think about what I would do with the last amount that I saw that the lottery was. And so the last time I saw it, it was like 400 million or something. And then I take the taxes out of that. And, anyway, and then when I get down to what would I do with it, who would I do things for, who would I donate to, what would I do for myself? Right. So most of that is spending it, but there's got to be some investing in that too. But it's the emotion that is most important around having that ability to do those things for those people and for myself. It's not about keeping all the money and feeling it and smelling it and counting it every day. It's about what I could do with that money and how that would feel.
How would that feel?
Well, we also talked about being single mothers in an earlier episode and how being focused on the present safety and security and not being able to look at it from a different angle.
Sure.
It would be relaxing on one level, is because safety and security would be taken care of.
Right.
But the other form of contribution would be taken care of. Giving to people and not expecting anything in return.
Yeah. That's always a great feeling, isn't it?
That's a great feeling.
Yeah.
And we can do that by opening the door for someone
Sure.
and them just saying thank you. And that's the only payback, that we get, or we don't get anything.
Right.
But the point is how I feel when that act is done. So even if I gave myself something out of that visualization, that still feels good.
Mhm.
So his point is that the power comes from the visualization,
Mhm.
and that's the visualization is the heart and the brain working together. And we talked about that being connected in an earlier technique or episode. And that you are far better concentrating on the emotion and then building the details of the picture
Mhm.
rather than just the material stuff.
Because in kind of all the literature I've read, it's always feeling is the key.
Right.
And there's the feeling of when that happens, there's also the feeling of gratitude as you're waiting for it to happen.
Right. Mhm.
Yeah.
Which we also discussed in another, is that practice of being grateful and
Mhm.
finding things to be grateful for every day opens us up.
Yes. For flow.
Yeah. Yeah.
It opens you up for flow.
Okay. Now here's where we go back to the ikigai.
Ikigai.
Ikigai. Okay. Is that aligning your visualization with your purpose?
Mm. Yep.
That's an important piece of this as well.
Sure.
So if it's all ego driven, that if I win the lottery, then I'll be the richest dude on my block or in my neighborhood or whatever. Not so much.
Right.
That doesn't have anything to do with your purpose.
Right.
Okay. Oh, when you align it with your purpose, we talked about vibration and energy flow.
Right.
That aligning your visualization with your purpose helps with the vibration or the energy flow and makes it more positive.
Okay.
Because like the guy with the water that we talked about, you want it to be positive instead of negative.
Right. What I heard was more powerful too. When everything aligns, you're in the flow and things that, yeah. Okay.
Right. Okay. I was about to say that phrase that needs to be changed. He says the emotion you feel is the most important.
Feelings are the key.
I agree. But a part of me has a little bit of resistance to it's the most important. Now, I'm not the expert. He is.
So when you
all of those are important.
Okay, so there's a book called Power versus Force.
Yeah.
By David Hawkins, and he talks about how the energetic level of our emotions and the negative, or what we're going to say is negative emotions, have the lowest vibrational frequency, whereas love has the highest vibrational frequency. So the higher the positive feeling, the emotion, the higher the vibrational energy is that's coming out of us.
That's why that is your piece for why the emotion is the most important.
Yep.
Okay. I can't disagree with that. Once again, you won me over.
You're funny.
So he believes that the emotion allows the universe to bring it to you. It's kind of like a drawing mechanism. But I'm going to go back to, I heard what you said earlier. I do not disagree with it, but I believe all of those are important because at any one place, if you don't get it linked together,
Mhm.
then you've got some energy issues, energy flow issues.
Sure.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Do you have any questions about that?
I am a very visual person. I shared earlier that, when I want to learn something new, I write it all over my bathroom mirrors. I make post-it notes. My computer has all these little notes all over the bottom until I learn that. So it's taking this and doing it the way you learn. I would learn by taking all of these different 15 techniques and maybe putting those on my bathroom mirror. So it's before my eyes at all time. Because if I want to change something, I can't keep doing what I've always done. I have to do something different. And you experience this with clients. I've experienced this with clients, with parents, when I'm trying to teach them different parenting skills to get different behaviors from their kids. You can't try something once or twice.
No.
Because it's kind of, if we want to use the term universe, the universe is going, okay, let me see if you're really serious. And it's gonna test you. So you have to keep doing it. You can't do something once and expect anything in your life to be different. You have to do it over and over and over and over and over until it becomes a habit. Just like brushing our teeth, going to the bathroom, making our coffee in the morning. Those are habits that we don't even question.
It's true. We don't question those at all.
And so if you want something different in your life, you have to do something different.
You have to do the work.
You have to do the work. Make the intention, set the emotion, be grateful, and do the work.
Yep.
And things will shift.
Things will always shift.
Things will always shift. Because right now, again, we live in a time where anything is possible.
True.
Anything is possible, because, even for myself, 15 years ago, would I have thought of having a client in Australia? No, I wouldn't even have imagined that possible.
Or the car 15 years ago in the car you're driving now.
Yeah, it wasn't even on my realm of possibility, and now it is. Now it's the next car, why not? When I'm
Or
done
the
with
next
this one.
trip, or spending a month in Italy, or
When I went to Italy the first time, I thought, well, that's a one and done. And now I go every year. And you're right. I spent a whole month in Europe in May. Who would have thought that? I mean, I just never even thought that was possible for where I was when you and I met.
It's true.
And now it's like, well, I wouldn't even think of not going. I mean, I just wouldn't even think of not. I mean, I'm going to spend May in Italy every year and some of Europe every year.
Every year.
Every year. Because it just is.
And because I can.
Because I can't. Because I make the intention.
You
And
make the intention and you have full faith that it's going to happen.
I do.
And you have enough pictures to help you remember what Italy looks like and visualize it.
I dream Italy. I do. I dream. It's so weird. And I've shared with you, I've been to Rome so much now I can get around without a map. I know where I am. So it's, and the weird thing is when we met, money was tight. I mean, I just gotten out of school, first job, I had a child to feed. I don't even worry about the money. It just is always there. So I never even think about it because my mindset has shifted so much to the possibilities instead of the limitations. And that's what we're asking you to do, is just slide over into the possibilities instead of the limitations.
And do the work.
Do the work. Yeah. Put it before your eyes, make it the habit, and your life will be what you want it to be. right?
Yep. That's true. That's
Yeah.
true.
All right. We have covered all 15 of The Magic of Manifesting. Get this book and read it. It's a decently short book. I don't know how many pages. 118 pages.
Not bad.
No. And
Not bad for the manual that will help you change your life.
yeah, it will definitely help you change your life.
Okay. Well, this has been fun.
This is
And so you all like and subscribe before you leave. And we'll let you know what our next adventure is.
Yep. And we can do more books. We can do other things. We have a lot of other topics we want to talk about. Self-care.
Yep.
We have
So if you've got some suggestions or something that you'd like to hear us talk about, then send it in the comments and we'll get it done.
We'll get it done. Yeah,
Okay.
we're both get it done people.
We are.
We are.
We are.
All right. Thank you.
See you later.
All right. Bye-bye.